Hi, I am Kaylee Russell, and I guess I'm here to share my Beachbody experience. Number one, I have no idea what I'm doing, okay? I've never made a YouTube video before. I kind of know how to edit a video together, but like I'm not a pro. I can't do cool custom overlays and all these graphics and things. I don't know how to do that. But what I do know is that I'm here to share my story, which leads me to point number two. This is my story to share, and that doesn't mean that it reflects the opinions of others and the story of others. So this is mine to use under the Fair Use Act. It is free game for me to share my story on this public forum with you guys. And then the number three disclaimer is I really don't expect anything from this. I don't want to become a YouTuber. I don't want to do anti-MLM reaction videos. I don't want to get involved like that. I am simply here to share my story. There are some awesome women out there who are tackling the anti-MLM front and doing a great job unearthing these crazy, insane videos. They're doing a good job of that. That's their job. I'm gonna leave that to them. I want to live a normal life and kind of leave Beachbody behind. But I have been encouraged by many people to share my story, and YouTube seemed to be the best way to do that. And like I said, I don't expect anything of this. Really, if anything, I would just love to reach one person and maybe prevent them from joining Beachbody or an MLM. That is my goal. I also want to put a trigger warning here that if you've suffered with depression or suicidal thoughts, I don't go into detail, but I do mention that in my story, and you're not alone. It was 2018, and I was in a really bad place in life. I had been married for less than a year, and me and my husband, I didn't think it was going to work out. It was really bad. Nobody tells you how hard marriage can be. Or maybe they do and you just don't want to listen. But it was hard, and I was also working what was my dream job as a cosmetic chemist for one of the top companies in the world. But I learned dream jobs aren't always what they're cut out to be. I was constantly bullied. I was in a very toxic environment. I wasn't appreciated for all the work I did, and everybody just sat around and did nothing. On top of that, I had just hit 200 pounds. I was 50 pounds overweight, and I was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day and drinking a bottle of wine a night to cope. It was my coping mechanism. One day, things got just so bad. And I got into an argument with my husband, and work was terrible, and I'm not proud of what I did or tried to do, but I attempted to commit suicide. And I stopped myself, and you know, it could have been way worse. It could have been way worse. Thankfully, I stopped myself in time. And I was like, what are you doing? But it was like this blackout rage that led me to this place. And if you've ever felt depression, you might know what I mean. So anyways, that happened, and my boss forced me to come into work that night. And I was sitting there crying, literally, like I had just attempted to commit suicide, crying and scrolling through Facebook, and I see an ad for Beachbody's program, 80-Day Obsession, and it says something along the lines of, this will be life-changing, or this is the program you need to change your life, change your mindset, something like that, like change your life. It just got me. and it looked super cool. There was these sliders and these loops, and nobody had really been using them in the industry before that. I'd never seen them, and Autumn had these awesome results. And like, I was like, okay, I want to look like her. Sign me up. So I whipped out my credit card and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And I signed up for the $99 year Beachbody on demand from the ad too. Like, I didn't have a coach. I didn't know a coach. I didn't follow any coaches. I had a friend who had briefly coached in college, but like I knew nothing about the coaching world at all. I dove all into 80-Day Obsession. I was obsessed. Literally, like, it was bad. I started the following Monday. I followed the containers. I did not miss a workout. Like I said, obsessed. I would skip hanging out with friends or going out to eat with my husband or having fun on vacation because I was doing the program. But I was seeing really good results. So in the first 40 days, I think I lost like 10 pounds, and then I ended up losing another 10 pounds in the second 40 days. But at that 40-day mark, about halfway between, in August of 2018, I was like, I want to coach. So many people were asking me about what I was doing. I was already posting workout videos. I was loving it, and I was like, well, I can do this. Like, I can help people and make some money, and you know, it's just going to be a side hustle. Like, it'll just be for fun, just a mental break for me. I had a great paying job, and you know, it wasn't about the money. It was to have fun, I guess, and to help others, and just, that's not what it was though. That's not what it became, guys. It became like way worse. It became a cult. Once I decided that I wanted to coach, I was gung-ho about it, but I did not do my research. First of all, if I had done any research on MLMs, I would have found that only less than 1% of people in an MLM make money. I would have learned that. But I also didn't do my research about coaches. I didn't know that there was this top 20 clique of this, you know, fabulous women with these lavish lifestyles promising financial freedom. As much as I want to tell you that being roped into that was part of my story, it kind of wasn't until later on. So I looked through a couple of like low-level coaches. They weren't really anybody. And then there was this cast member from one of the programs who posted on their Instagram story that they were looking for people for their team. And I was like, you know, I love this cast member who I will never say their name. I don't want to drag them into this or have any hate or negative feelings towards them. So I'm not going to ever say their name. But they were like, join my team. And I filled out their info form and heard back like immediately, and I didn't expect that. I was like, whoa, this person's like popular. They have like 40,000 followers on Instagram, and they're gonna talk to me and hear my story. And so I had a call with them, and I told them my concerns and my husband's concerns about coaching. And my biggest concern was like, is it too late in the game? Beachbody has been around for how many years now? A ridiculous amount of years. And those coaches in the top 20 have been in this scheme for 5 to 8 years. Like, they got lucky and got in when there was nobody. And they're at the top of the pyramid because yes, MLMs are pyramid schemes. I digress. So I found this coach, connected with them, asked them that, and they're like, yeah, you can definitely still make money and do this. Like, it's not too late in the game, and you know, you're just helping people. So I don't feel like I was really preyed upon. I do feel like I was given false hope and false promises, but my direct upline never was the one who fed me the bullshit of the cult. So I joined this team, which come to find out there's no team. It's just me, really, and a couple of discount coaches and people who aren't serious about coaching. It was just me. And I'm handed these resources from a major upline, and I'm said to just go through them and start working. And that was about it. There was no training process beyond that. There were no team calls. There was no goal setting. There was none of that for me. And I was really frustrated with that. So I will say in that aspect, my coach really let me down. They did not help me build my business to what it became. A couple months into me coaching, it's about late September, I got a message from my coach's upline's upline. So my great grandma coach, and she was like, hey, I saw you reach Success Club last month, and I just wanted to reach out and connect with you and see about wanting to grow your business. So that was finally like, okay, I have a team. About 2 months after my great grandma coach found me, my husband was offered a job in West Virginia, and us moving meant that I would lose my steady income and there would be no job opportunities for me in the town we were moving to. So I talked to my upline about this, and I was like, you know, what can I do to make 6 figures like you do? How do I do it? And they were basically just like, keep inviting, grow a team, recruit. That's how, you know, just spend hours on this and it will, you know, work. And she, the great grandma coach, she passed off to me and said, you can make 6 figures like I do with just 2 hours of booty in the chair work. And I believed her. So we moved, and Beachbody became my main source of income. And I committed like all into it. I was signing up challengers left and right. I was hosting challenge groups all the time. I was creating the best content. Like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I made ebooks on like how to travel and stay healthy, how to meal plan, how to grocery shop. Like, before it was even a thing on Beachbody, I was doing that for my clients. I was making all of these, you know, fabulous ebooks, meal plans, checking in with them, hosting groups. I was doing it all. I was inviting, I was sharing on my stories, I was being open and honest and raw and real, and just trying to recruit. And I literally spent 10 hours a day on Beachbody. And I finally got to Diamond, which when I got to Diamond, it wasn't about me becoming Diamond. It was about my coach becoming 1-star Diamond. It was more about them than it was me. And that bummed me out because I was the one who did the work and built the team. That wasn't fair. I actually did not end up qualifying. It would take 6 weeks to qualify. I got to like week 4 or 5 and dropped because it's just hard to maintain that. So if you're new to Beachbody or MLMs and you don't know how this one works, you're allowed 2 plus you. So you can control 2 accounts plus yourself, and they can be like family member, spouse, or whatever, a friend that you just are in control of the account. And technically, Lord knows there's probably people who are scheming away doing more than that. I don't know. But basically, they tell you when you first sign up to get to the first stage in your business, you need to reach Emerald, which means you need to have 2 coaches underneath you. And they encourage it to be your spouse and a family member, so you can hit Emerald in 48 hours. Although I've heard team trainings where it's like, you can hit Emerald tonight, let's do it. It took me like a month to hit Emerald, so I wasn't that great at this. But I did hit Diamond in a year. I had a mix of people who wanted to be coaches and discount coaches. At the top of my pyramid, I had my dad on my one side and my mom on the other side, and then I would build their accounts. And so, you know, that becomes a lot of money you're spending. That's 3 accounts you're trying to keep active at $100 a month. That's $300 a month. I was not making $300, like I was barely making $500 a month. So how was I like supposed to make that $300 to spend on product to keep my PV up? It was daunting. So I worked the business though. I worked that business. I messaged as many people as I could. It didn't matter if, I didn't even look at their profiles, honestly. It did not matter to me. It was more about the numbers and meeting the quotas and trying to pay my bills and trying to make this work. And the one thing that never sat right with me is that I wasn't trained to do this. Like, it wasn't, I'm not a real coach. You know, I have no credentials in helping people. So it never felt right, and growing the business never felt right. So I was never successful at it. Top coaches can say all they want to this video that you just didn't work hard enough, like they told me many of times. And that's not true. I worked my ass off. It's impossible to grow a business that's oversaturated where only less than 1% of people make it. The Beachbody cult mentality is not something I realized until I was out. It's first the love bombing, getting you in with love and, you know, making you feel like you're the only one I thought of. And then once you're in, just using toxic positivity to keep you in. I was always kind of a rebel and spoke my opinion, and I would get mad that I wasn't making any sales, and I would say something. I'd be like, you know, this fucking sucks. What is going on? Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And they'd be like, you're just not working hard enough. And have you tried X, Y, and Z? And this and that and another. And they'd be like, you're just doing so well. It's just a slow time. Wait for next month. Next month it gets really busy. It's Christmas time. It's really slow. Oh, well, New Year's, like everybody's going back to the gym, so it's really not the best time. Oh, well, wait for this, wait for that. And they were always like trying to talk me into staying. Cult mentality was, I have to work out every day. If I miss a workout, I need to punish myself. I'm not doing the core values. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then, you know, secondly, I have to eat a certain way. I have to follow these containers. I became obsessed with the containers to a point where I was disordered eating. The containers are a disordered eating mechanism. Like, they control your mind. You're like, oh, I have to have this container at this time and this much, and that's it, and that's all I can have. And I have to post my shake. This shake is the most wonderful thing. I have to post my pre-workout. This pre-workout is the greatest thing in the world. Nothing compares to my overpriced pre-workout. Look at me dance. Host team calls and get everybody like fired up to work and feed them the positivity you've been fed. Y'all, it is, I can't explain it, but when you're in it, everything they tell you to do, you just do without question. Because it's your job, because you're told that if you just do it, you'll make the money. And it's not like that. One day I got really mad because my great-grandma coach posted an income progression of a top 3 coach saying how she became a 15-star diamond from a diamond in a year, and that we could do it too if we just worked hard enough and invited enough and shared our story. Well, I knew of this top 3 coach that she had sold her story to the Today Show, and from that she had gained thousands of followers, and that's how she rose so quickly to becoming a top 3 coach. And I messaged my coach, my grandma coach, and I'm like, what? Like, you can't tell people that. That's not fair. She sold her story, like of her miscarriages, no less, of her miscarriages to the Today Show to get followers. And you're telling people that they could be her too if they just work hard enough? No, they can't. So I called her out, and she got all defensive and was like, and left me a voice message. I literally have this voice message recorded. I'm not going to play it, but I have the voice message. Well, you should sell your suicide story like she did to the Ellen Show, and then you will get the followers you want, and then you can climb. She literally told me that. And that wasn't the only time. She actually told the whole group at one point that they should go to the Ellen Show, and specifically how to do it. She pulled it up on her computer and showed where to go to apply to be on the Ellen Show. Manipulative much. If you want to learn more about how an MLM is very similar to a cult, and the bite model that is used in cult tactics and MLM tactics, you can listen to the podcast Toxic Positivity by Lillian Lalu. It is wonderful. I got to tax season in January of 2020, and I had all my receipts, and I had all of my checks, and I looked at how much I had spent versus how much I had made. And I added it up and deducted it legally on taxes, and I made negative $450 with Beachbody in 2019. Negative $450. For as much as I worked 10-hour days to get paid negative $500 almost, that's when I was like, no, I'm done. There is nothing more embarrassing than telling your husband you did the taxes and you made negative $450. And that was it. That was all it took, was one tax season to see that I was never going to be a top earner. And my husband was like, this is it, you're done. I gave you a year, you're done. And I came out publicly on my Instagram and shared that I was quitting Beachbody, and a follower messaged me and was like, you need to check out Reddit and some of the forums on there. And boy, did those forums open my eyes. Those forums led me to YouTube and anti-MLM content by Kiki Chanel or Kylie Dennison, who, shout out to the queen, I love you, you're gorgeous, you're amazing, you keep doing you, boo, I respect your videos, you are killing it. I'll link her videos below so you can check them out, but she is amazing. I'll also link the Toxic Positivity podcast as well as Beachbody for free on Instagram. Shout out to my girl, I love you. Deprogramming from the cult has kind of been a difficult journey, but I have been very supported by the anti-MLM community, like I said, and just trying to find who I am without Beachbody, without posting my life to social media, without trying to make sales, without trying to gain as many followers as I can. I'm just trying to live my life now and get past it. But this story is to help someone, I hope. Before we go, I would like to share with you a post I made on Instagram that really took a lot out of me and just was very transparent about the things I was told. So here it goes. I was told this would be life-changing. I was told I could quit my $60K a year chemist career to make 6 figures within a couple of years owning my own business. I was told I could make that 6-figure salary if I worked hard enough for only 2 hours a day. I worked 10-hour days. I was told when I wasn't making any money that I wasn't working hard enough and didn't want it as much as other people. I was told to sell my suicide story to the Ellen Show or the Today Show like another top coach did to rank advance. I was told to sign up my husband against his will and other family members to rank advance. I was told I needed to remain active under all family members' accounts, plus mine, by purchasing a minimum of $90 under each account per month. I was told to sign up everyone as a discount customer without them knowing there was no option not to, so I could rank advance. I was told to follow as many people as I could and invest in a follow robot to grow my market. I was told once those people followed me to unfollow so my numbers looked better. I was told to send hundreds of DMs a day if I wanted to grow. I was told that every like and story view was an open invitation to slide into someone's DMs asking them if they wanted to lose weight. I was told what I was doing was empowering women and I was providing the solution to their problem. You might think I'm pretty stupid for believing what I was told, and you'd be right. But the reason I believed was because I was preyed upon in a vulnerable state. I had just attempted suicide, was 50 pounds overweight, and my marriage was on the brink of failure. And guess what? I was told to do the same thing to others. I was told to seek out others who suffered from depression and anxiety and recruit them to my team. The reason I became anti-MLM is not to hate on those that are being told the same things. I took this stance and will continue to talk about it to help others from making the same mistakes. I do not believe people in an MLM are bad. I just can't agree with the business model. There are better ways a company could hire and compensate coaches, distributors, or reps, and this is not it. Guys, there has to be a better solution than MLMs. Please, if you are thinking of joining an MLM, I hope that this video has reached you in some sort of way to help you realize that it is not worth your time and money. I just wanted to share my story. And hopefully this will help somebody. Can't believe I actually did this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You don't need to subscribe. I'm probably not posting more videos. But let me know what you think. And this is my Beachbody story. Thank you guys.